Hey guys, welcome back to all the Landmark and Daybreak fans. As we are by now aware, the Daybreak team has made the decision to close the Landmark servers beginning on February the 21st, 2017. The game is no longer available for purchase, so if you still have your copy, jump in and have one last look at this amazingly beautiful game. I'm grateful to the SOE Daybreak team for allowing us as players to experience their newest game offerings. And in short, as we understood it, Landmark was originally the game environment that developers were building the EverQuest Next world with, and it spawned a game unto itself. My interest in Landmark really stemmed from my huge interest in EverQuest Next. I'm an original Varant SOE Daybreak member, starting way back in March of 1999 with EverQuest. We're all familiar with the changes that took place at SOE into Daybreak, and naturally, these types of changes can and do affect the game. As a Daybreak fan, I've stuck with the franchise as I'm still covering H1Z1 as well. I feel that Daybreak has a lot to offer the gaming community, and their experience in the game market is well known. Granted, SOE Daybreak isn't without its detractors, and of course we'll probably see a few of them espouse their thoughts and opinions in the wake of this recent news. But for me, I'm still very impressed with the Forgelight engine and the adaptive design of the Voxel technology. We as players can sometimes take for granted the level of sophistication and complexity that goes into making these games, and it's easy for us not to see that real human beings are behind the effort in making a product that a very demanding and oftentimes persnickety group of players are looking for. Expectations are often very high, and the propensity for emotional or psychological misinterpretations can lead players on a path of disappointment and discouragement when their favorite game doesn't have the recipe or mechanics they were hoping for. Landmark was incredibly unique in its design. A destructible or interactive game environment isn't entirely new, but the voxel technology that was adapted for Landmark and EverQuest Next was truly innovative for the time. The idea you could use a pick to dig up the environment or use explosives to remove ground to access resources was pretty damn cool. Then we have the extraordinary creativeness and inventiveness of the players who took the voxel technology to the highest level that the development team may not have entirely anticipated or imagined. And if you look at this link in the top right hand corner, you can see all the coverage of the game that I had offered in this series. Player contribution had to have been a very welcoming and impressive sight for the team, because to this day I still can't quite understand the voxel world, and the idea that people were able to visualize this world in their heads and create stunning creations still impresses me. I'm equally as grateful to the development team, gaming community, and my OTG guildmates for being a part of my channel and participating in the game coverage. Thanks to all you guys who graciously gave of your time and effort to fit the interviews, schedules, and other constraints that we had to work with to put these series together. A special thanks to Draconius, who with his genius of the voxel technology was able to be part of the building guide how-to series that was also part of the Landmark coverage. What you guys saw here on the channel stays within the realm of constructive, objective, and realistic perspectives to ensure that the game I'm covering gets the benefit of the doubt amongst the sea of cynics, critics, and detractors. What I'm about to cover now in this segment is purely my opinion. It's not based on any empirical game data, metrics, analysis, or gaming company models. It's my hope that not only Daybreak, but gaming companies in the future will reconsider a people sourcing Twitch viral dissemination of their newest game offering. There are any number of ways to launch a game or introduce a game to a community. Call me old-fashioned if you want, but I value the traditional NDA closed community approach, despite its sense of exclusivity to the game players. But the reasoning behind this type of approach should now be incredibly, if not painfully, obvious. Landmark is a beautiful game. If you participated in it, you'll understand and appreciate the value of just how amazingly beautiful the game truly is. The builds and savvy creativeness that players had was truly remarkable. A lot can be learned from the efforts of Steve Klug and all the Daybreak team who made this incredible game, and of course Dave Jurgensen, who was the heart and soul, who many may argue was the heart and soul, was the lifeblood of this particular franchise, in my opinion. At least from a player's perspective, as we as the gaming community are not always privy to the inner workings of a gaming community. There are a lot of individuals who we do know, and many that we don't, that were instrumental in making Landmark and EverQuest Next. Thanks to you all, the silent developers, as we call all of you developers, the ones who seldom get recognized, we appreciate your efforts in helping us as fans participate in your efforts as well. Thank you. To all the Landmark fans, be sure you log in and soak in those last few weeks. As always, if you're new to the channel or a frequent visitor, be sure you're subscribed so you'll get all the latest news from Daybreak Games.